Hi, this is Jim Cranston from 7 Every Minute, 7everyminute.com, the podcast and website about reimagining your life. Thanks for joining me today to talk about, well, amazing opportunities. So let's get started. If you like what you hear today, please leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me a message. I'm currently in a situation, again, of being surrounded by just many talented, obliging, friendly, and generally enthusiastic people. And, there's many explanations for this phenomena of all sorts. But the one thing that you pretty much can't deny is that for most people, when you're around great people doing great things, it's very difficult not to be enthusiastic along with them. So in this case, they're mostly podcasters and other content creators, and they come from a wide variety of backgrounds and interests. But the thing they all have in common is a passion for their niche and their topic. I've met people of all ages, skill levels, and viewpoints, yet that doesn't change their enthusiasm for what they do and what they're willing to do to get better at it. And therein lies the lesson. People of many backgrounds and interests can all work and play together when they have something of a higher level as a common bond. Many of these people are our age peers. They aren't young technology experts. They're just people who are willing to take a chance to learn something and to learn something new, completely new, in order to share their passion with others. I mentioned last week that I'm getting a number of new people lined up for interviews on a very interesting topics, which is very interesting or very exciting. But now I've met even more people in areas that I never would have even considered, and many from different walks of life. They all have different backgrounds. They have different interests. They're all ages and social backgrounds and different regions of the country and everything and other countries. But the thing they have in common is they're all passionate, absolutely passionate about something I think you'll find interesting and be enthusiastic about sharing. So a lot of what they're talking about is directly related to things that we often discuss here. Perhaps they're involved in ageism and the defense of people like in age discrimination suits, or they went through a life change of some sort and they realized they had more avenues of opportunity than they first imagined or realized. And some even just had, kind of you might look at it and say, well, a non-exciting but just fulfilling life. But now they're helping others in unexpected ways. They're taking on new things. I met a gentleman, he started a podcast about being a father or a grandfather to girls who play sports seriously. It turns out there's a lot of different considerations that than when your son plays sports. And so it's just all sorts of different things that I hope you'll find interesting and enlightening and give you some ideas and then just generally make for good listening and also good learning. There's a ton of interesting and useful opportunities all around us, and that's exactly what we often talk about. It's not defining yourself by your age or any other arbitrary measure. It's defining our life by what we have accomplished, and just as importantly, what you still have and you're still planning to accomplish. So I'm very excited about what's coming and the new perspectives that'll be coming our way. Life is filled with amazing opportunities of all sorts, and they're not just for young people or rich people or any other arbitrary filter. One of my podcasting friends, who I haven't seen actually in about 5 years, I hadn't realized it had been that long, he proudly told me he's finally started to lose weight. He's more active, works out 3 times a week. Um, he works. He said he works less and earns more. I always want to get that backwards. Works less and earns more. Spending time with his grandkids, feels better than he ever has in his adulthood, and that he's had 5 major surgeries in the last 2.5 years. He was more upbeat than I had ever seen, and it's just his attitude changed. He realized, he was wasting part of his life, and he realized he had to make some changes. As we often say, you can't always control what happens, but you can almost always control how you respond to it. His name is Michael, the fellow above. And like I said, he just realized he was letting his life slip by, and he thought he had been doing everything he possibly could to make the most of it, and then realized that there's things he could really change around and did. And he's much happier than that. I've seen him in a long time. So there's these people, there's more people have already agreed to spend some time with us. It's really exciting. So I hope you enjoy learning from them as much as I did meeting them. So that's it for the evening. Your homework tonight is to remember that life truly is filled with amazing opportunities. They may be different than you expect, so try and keep an open mind and look for some things, quite possibly totally unexpected, that you might find interesting, rewarding, or helpful to you in some way. Extra points if you write a couple of those ideas down and then look at for the next steps you'd have to take to make them in those discoveries into part of your own reality. So again, thank you very much always for stopping by. If you found something interesting and useful, please pass it along. And remember always ukr7.com. That's the site we have with links to people that support the people of Ukraine, and World Central Kitchen, wck.org, where they work throughout the world, helping people in times of disaster. And as we always say, there's lots of people, both national and international, and also local, who can always use your help. So if you have some free time, some free cash, or just some free interest, go help them out. Think about them, talk them up, do whatever it is to help someone else who might not be as fortunate as you are right now. And even if you're not in a position right now to donate money or time, remember that one of the best ways to kind of live a better life and feel better about yourself is to live outside of yourself and to look to other people and just look outside your own world and look out and just show empathy towards other people. Something as simple as a smile in the morning can change somebody's day for the whole day. So again, thank you for stopping by. If you found something interesting or useful, please pass it along and please subscribe and hit that like button. And if not, please drop me a comment as to what else you'd like to hear. Have a great week. Remember to live the life that you dreamed of because that's the path that you're content with. Love and encouragement to everyone. See you next week at 7 every minute and 7everyminute.com. Thank you.